Hello guys and welcome back to World of Warship and to my channel. Good to talk to you once again. Now guys, I do believe this is the very first time in my channel I featuring this ship. It's the tier 9 oncoming pan-European destroyer Östergötland. Literally in the history, very short, I would like to say that this is actually a newer ship than Smolensk and Halland, but it, shall I say, a cheaper or a down version, or cheaper to maintain for the Swedish Navy. That's the reason they ordered this Östergötland class. It's a smaller version and a tinier ship than Halland class. Now guys, we have a huge pleasure to watch this awesome Captain Bandit. That is a pretty damn easy name for a captain. Bandit is showing you in NA server what this ship is capable of, and he's not alone. He's with buddies as Öland and Baltimore. Pretty weird combination. He's a tier 9 and he divides up with 2 tier 8 ships. Overall guys, I do believe the matchmaking is fantastic. What I'm trying to say is that you and one battleship are the only tier 9 ships in a tier 8 and tier 7 matchmaking. So of course guys, that I would like to say that there's something wrong with this game. I honestly believe guys that some tier 9 ships, they have no counter measure versus tier 7. What do you mean, Zerra? I believe many tier 9 ships are so broken, strong in everything, in armor, in guns, in stealth, in DPM, in everything versus any tier 7. This is a one heck of a huge gap. Remember guys that the tier 7 cruiser have no heal beside very few, you know, Royal Navy cruiser, and there are quite strong ship like Musashi, which is basically a tier 10 ships, can face now a tier 7 ships. How fair is that? Or let's say a Georgia, or let's say a Fletcher, a Kitakaze, Alaska. There's so many strong tier 9 ships, and most of them, they are too strong even versus tier 8. Versus tier 7 you just laugh, and I believe that's wrong for this game. And guys, now let's talk about the Östergötland. Östergötland, it's very interesting ship. You have this narrow and very narrow of you only have 8 torpedo, which is actually kind of a mediocre guys, versus let's say Fletcher stores, which you have 10 of them. You can create a bigger wall. On the other hand, they reload pretty fast, but guys, not a whole lot faster than a Fletcher. Let me put it this way, but probably slightly faster. My Fletcher is reloading in under 80 seconds. So I have built everything for the torpedo. On the other hand, they are extremely fast, and probably you will see a lot of torpedo hits. And shall I say, the damage per hit, it's not crazy, but you will hit, and just like that cause one flooding, 2 floods and 2 torpedo hits. So the flooding chance, it's huge, and probably that is your weapon. I have no idea what to say about the concealment. Concealment is 6 kilometers. By the way, the AA, it's fantastic. I believe it's one of the strongest tier 9 destroyer in AA power. I believe so guys, together with Friesland. Not quite Friesland's level, but let's say versus anything else, you're pretty much safe. There are quite some destroyers that I feel very strong if you have a good captain, and that it's of course guys Friesland, Östergötland, but also Kitakaze. I do not fear tier 8 planes not so ever in my Kitakaze, because the build I'm running, it's everything built for AA actually. So but on the other hand, remember this guys, does not have the level of this ship's AA. First blood, it's done. I do believe the Shan horse. Oh, for the love of God, guys, Shan horse, it's a good ship, but it has no place versus those overpowered fast torpedo. They are laser fast, guys. And Massachusetts, I do believe, and here's the deal, guys. In many ways, it's really fulfilled the role of a Japanese destroyer. Sure, you don't quite have the, you know, the oomph of the torpedo power, but you reload torpedo way faster, and you will actually hit your torpedoes more often than, let's say, Japanese counterparts, because they are kind of slow. They are, you know, visible for a moon. I'm talking about some tier 7, 8, 9 Japanese torpedo. Don't get me wrong, they are good, they are very hard hitting, they're the most hard hittings in the game, but the reload, it's a Mach. The DPM of the torpedo is very questionable, and you know, actually it's a good, if you like to play a torpedo boat, probably the Pan European destroyer line, it's not a bad pick. After all, if the worst is worse, you still have guns to defend yourself. One torpedo hit for 8,000 something, but it caused flooding. So probably, guys, the biggest strength, it's not how much damage you do in this destroyer. I'm talking about damage hit. Most likely it's this dot damage that, shall I say, floodings and fires and all that, it's damage over time. Now I would like to very much say that if you build everything for the torpedo, which I highly recommend you do, because your health pool, it's not a whole lot, it's kind of a mediocre for tier 9. Remember that my Fletcher's HP pool, it's over 21 HP pool, and you know, this thing has only 15,800, so if you don't build for your survival, you know, this is a poor tier 6 heavy cruiser from UK. The guns are kind of a floaty, guys, so even though at 9.5 this captain has struggled to hit the damn thing. Even with my gearing, guys, I don't have advanced firing. I don't even put anything to buff the range of my guns. And probably you should not do it either in your Pan European destroyers. He was very lucky they received so little damage. But on the other hand, that's the worst about the this cruiser line. I'm talking about the British heavy cruiser line. The DPM, it's a joke. It takes ages for the guns to reload, and they are not that accurate. They are kind of a floaty, not like the Soviet rail guns, which have a pinpoint accuracy. On the other hand, the Östergötland, it's not a very nimble. He dodged something, don't get me wrong, but you're kind of a big of a destroyer. There's a lot of superstructure. It's a very bonky one, you know what I mean? It's a large, wide destroyer, which is never a good thing if you are a destroyer. But remember, you do have heal, you do have AA defense, and that's neat problem. I'm just saying it's playing a very unique role that very few destroyer I mean, if you build everything with AA, this thing is an AA monster. Matter of fact, you are probably one of the strongest tier 9 ships overall, guys. If you build everything. And remember, guys, and here's my final thoughts. With a destroyer versus, let's say, a cruiser can always be spotted when she uses her, let's say, AA defense, right? Her AA range, it's, shall I say, poor versus how fast you get to I'm talking about how fast your spotting range by air. Now on the other destroyer, let's say if you play any destroyer like this destroyer, if you press P and you lock down your AA, you can see the planes, but the plane does not see you. So you can build this system when you know when your AA it's popping up, let's say, I don't know, 5.5 or 6 kilometers, or what the AA range of this ship is. I do believe it's something like 5 something kilometers. Then you can actually make the CV have no reaction. Some destroyer have this 3 point something kilometers in A defense. So what you do, it's actually you pop in the very last second your O reinforced or A defense, and then the poor CV has no time to react, because he still have to aim at you to be able to drop you for a destroyer. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You can abuse this system so you only open fire in the very last second. In that case, they fly over you and you take the whole squads. This is how you deal with CV. It's not very complicated. Of course, if you never played a CV, probably it's something new for you, but this is, I'm just trying to help you how I do it in a very successful way in my Kitakaze and Akizuki, because they are actually not a bad AA platform. Of course, it's not even near the Östergötland, which have amazing AA. I will go so far your AA fleet escort if you build everything for it. Now the downside is, guys, it's that you're kind of a big of a destroyer. Your concealment, it's not bad but not great either. 6.0, it's on the mech side. Most of destroyer, even Kitakaze, has a concealment of actually 5.8, and you know, keep that in mind. And it was a pretty good drop of that cruiser. And I believe, without saying too much, probably in many ways, you take a role of a Japanese destroyer with this pretty good-looking torpedo spamming. You have a very good range and very fast torpedo. They are the fastest tier 9 torpedo in this game, and you definitely see this was a close call, guys. 3 kills, 120,000 damage, 13 torpedo hits. And the Nagato, it's a nyam nyam nyam. I like playing a torpedo boat, guys. It's very pleasure, and you have to imagine where this Nagato it will turn or not. Where do I aim? Sometimes, and the best destroyer captain up there, they don't aim exactly where the green line is. They make a wild guess. How about if they will turn or slow down or increase their range? So what I'm trying to say is that you have to, you know, predict where the enemy battleship will move. And he did a very good predictor, because he would caught a couple of them. And the Nagato, it's no more. Now, of course, the downside is probably the speed, and the torpedo launcher are not the greatest. I'm talking about your angles are not quite the best one, but it's still workable. But guys, even though you have low HP pool, thanks to this hill and also thanks to the AA defense, you are more safe to playing this ship line than, let's say, a Japanese one, beside the gunboats. The Akizuki and Kitakaze, and there are their own special Japanese destroyer, which I actually highly recommend them. They are strong as all hell. Sure, the torpedo DPM, it's not there. You're never gonna grind Akizuki line if you are not using the guns, you know what I mean. But on this case, guys, even though you only have 4 guns, the guns reload pretty darn fast. Even though Bliskavica is a good gunboat with a lot of guns, but he never opened fire, and at this close range, yeah, the DPM always win. And now, guys, it's actually 2 versus 2. Oh my lord! It's the French tier 8 destroyer and the Leon. Okay, crap. Actually, this could be a pretty bad. Remember, both of those 2 destroyers don't have smoke. It's no bell up. You have to gunfight each other, guys. Okay, it's 2 versus 1, definitely. Okay, this is bad. Don't eat any torp. Lefantist has better speed and better guns in that regard, more flat arc and more hard-hitting guns, you know. But Östergötland has a little bit more DPM, and he was kind of a short. I don't know what to say about the Lefantastic. He's 1 tier lower, and he does a lot of damage to this captain. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Oh crap. That's the Kraken. Now this could be very dangerous because there's a torpedo on the way, and Leon it's over there to probably want to delete us from the earth. On the other hand, he's doing the right thing to bail out because there is a cooldown of the guns, and he was, I don't know, trying to kill the York instead. Actually, there was a poor decision of this Leon, which in this case, it's not if you're gonna win, it's just how fast you're gonna win this engagement. Eat all torps. That was a pretty hilarious, but it was actually close call, guys. It could go either way. So let me know in a comment below what you think about the new Pan European destroyer line. Are you gonna grind one, or it's not your cup of tea? Thanks guys for watching. Always captains, fierces, and goodbye.